Nice, yeah. Yo, yeah. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spot Real Talk. My name is Tiara.
I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Ron.
Well, we are here today to talk about The Chi. We will be recapping season 7, episode 9, and this one was titled Last Respects. Now, from that, it don't sound too good. We're going to get into the conversation, though. But before we start, please make sure you subscribe to our channel, like this video, and click that notification bell. Also, go ahead and follow us on social media. We are on all social media platforms at The Spot Real Talk. And go grab your friends and family because we're about to get started on this conversation. We were real worried last week about what was going to happen with Emmett. And, you know, he had gotten shot. Reg was the culprit. And we were wondering how Reg was going to treat it, too, because we're like, is he going to do it kind of how he did Jamal and be cold-blooded, or is he actually going to try to get this man to a hospital? So we seen that he pulled Hannibal in, and Hannibal did the right thing.
Reg is such a punk. He is such a punk. He couldn't even clean up the blood. He couldn't even clean the blood up.
Yeah, he's a real coward. And it was funny to me how he tried to play victim this episode. Like he hasn't been terrorized in the street since he came back.
Well, one thing he's go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the one thing he said to Jake that was true when he said, "You don't ever, run up on a person unless you prepared to die." Like, so I mean that's true with but Emmett too. I said it for the other show. You run up, you get done up. Even though I'm happy that that Emmett did stand on business.
Yeah, he did, and but you were getting your behind whipped, so I guess you couldn't just get a butt whooping, so you had to resort to trying to kill the guy, and you came very close to doing it. But I have been saying all along, by any means necessary, that this man has got to go. And I also said the carnage that will follow until he is gone is going to continue. And here we got, we got situations now where he's still alive. He's still here. And anything can happen, because he is still breathing. The man
is a problem.
He's the problem. Any means necessary, y'all. Any means.
Yeah. And so before we start getting into the Emmett part of things, Tiffany, were you going to add something?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, talking about how he's having real life effects on everybody around him because, Jake and Vic, they were ticked off about this, learning that here you are mixed up into some more mess. And, Vic and Jake had their own side conversation. They were like, look, we want him out of our lives. Shaw was trying to reason with them, but I think that they were settled in their resolve. And Vic even mentioned, like, Emmett is more of a brother to me than Reg. And I was like, yeah, because the streets don't play about Emmett. So
he said that.
Go ahead.
No, I don't want to interrupt you. I was just going to say, it just made me think about what we said last week when we were having that conversation about, Vic and Emmett. And I said they were cool, and you were like Ron was like they were just cool, and I was like, no, they're real cool. And you heard what he just said. He said Emmett is more like a brother, so that even more so that makes it awkward with the dating
thing.
And that's why I said all along, put Vic on Reg, and we might have had this thing settled a long time ago. Because Vic don't really care much for him in the first place, because he knows the kind of danger this man carries with him. So it's. I guess we'll get to it, but I'm a little upset about how things are working out still. It's still too slow.
Well, I think they're doing a build up, for the rest of the season because things can still go several different ways.
Yes, it will too.
Listen, I think that Reg is street smart, and I don't think he's gonna go as soon as we think he is, because I think that he's savvy with the streets. And the thing is, I and I don't want to jump too far ahead.
Go ahead, because I was going there.
Because I am nervous for Hannibal. I'm nervous for Hannibal because he listened to Nuck, and he found out where Reg was staying.
Yep.
And then he was, and I could tell that Reg was peeping game, because he was just like, why you asking all these questions? Like when Hannibal came over there and was asking him, how long you gonna be here? This is where you gonna stay? Da 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 da. The way Reg was looking at him, I was like, okay, he sees the back door coming.
Yeah.
Well, he ain't that
sees it
smart.
coming.
He ain't that smart, because if you're on the run, you don't tell nobody where you are. And,
Right.
and the fact that you told Hannibal, because Hannibal, I mean, it was just so nonchalant how Hannibal's like, where you at? And he's, why you asking? And he's, and so he's like, okay, well, this is my address. Yeah, okay. So now it's a situation where, how do we play this? Do we play the long game with the detective? Or does Nook, and it looks like Nook might have a plan. So I'm hoping that Nook has the plan, because I don't want to play this long game with this man, because just like you said, he
I
is
don't
street
know
smart.
if Nuck is snitching. If Nuck
No,
is snitching,
well, he's not only snitching. We saw later on he has a plan, and it ain't
with the
about
cops, but
no, it was something else, because
with Hannibal and his wife.
exactly, and
but she said no, which
well,
I don't blame her. I'd have been like, nah, you're not bringing that foolishness to my house.
but didn't he say, and toward the end, toward the end, he said something. I don't know who he was talking to, but he said
he couldn't stay there.
no. Nook had a text message or something, and he said, "Make yourself invisible." He said, "Here it is, something like that. Make yourself invisible."
He was sending that to the cop. He sent the address to the cop.
Yeah, I know that.
And she said to him, "Make yourself invisible." That was her response to Nook.
Well, that all she wanted from him was an address as to where he
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now she's saying, you did what I asked you to do. You gave me the address. Now make yourself invisible.
She should have took the shot when she was sitting there looking at him.
Yeah, I mean, her whole plan of befriending, of Nook befriending Reg, that was never going to work in the first place.
Exactly.
But now this whole Hannibal thing, now you bringing more people into it that can get hurt. And if Hannibal is already, being looked at sideways by Reg, that's nothing. We see everybody around Reg is collateral damage. Yeah. And so, I don't think that he would be discriminating with his gunshots if he had to with Hannibal.
He gonna know that he's like, you're the only one I told where I was staying.
Right.
So once they pull up on him, he'll know you're the one that's been disloyal. He'll mess around and might kill Hannibal.
And when you heard with his wife, she didn't want any parts of him, and I was good with that. First of all, I didn't even know he was married, so good looking at that. So we got that squared away. But she's tough. She's tough, and Nook said so.
No, don't be bringing that foolishness to my house. He's like, well, he can stay. No, he cannot. He cannot.
If he's here, you on the couch.
No, but he has he's on a run. That's what I said. He's on the run. He shot him. The whole city, like Nook said to Jake, the whole city is on his head.
If he dies,
think I want that foolishness in my house? Heck no.
Exactly.
So I'm in favor. Now I'll probably get some letters and some emails, and comments, whatever we get, because I'm all in favor of that cop not just sniper attack, not just let him be outside.
Take him to jail. She ain't trying.
Sniper that man. I'm trying to tell you,
Well, listen, I think the cop might be at risk too, because she's up there sniffing around.
That's true.
He might be, on Reg's radar eventually, and especially since Reg now has some reinforcement. It seems because when he go to stay with Candace, he finds out Keith is also staying there. He asked Keith to click up with him, but Keith was like, "Nah, I know a shooter though." And so we see that Keith introduces Reg to this other young lady, and she is supposedly the best shooter. Like Keith said, she don't miss.
Mm-hmm.
And so Reg and her have a conversation. She stood her ground with him too. So I think that he can't really play with her like that.
Because she'll take him out.
Yeah, but I don't know what the simulated experience was about when she was playing the video game. I don't know how that proves that she's a good shooter in real life.
I guess they were testing her aim. I guess they can't go to the actual range right now, so I guess they said that'll have to do.
Yeah, I guess
We'll
so. And
see.
hopefully she's as good in person as she is on the game.
So she's supposed to be guarding Reg,
Reg, yeah.
which is going to be very interesting. The question is it just guarding Reg, or does she work for him? Does Reg say, "Hey, take out
That's the
Hannibal"?
goal. That's the
And
goal. He said that's the whole purpose of him getting a shooter because they won't see her coming.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You
And see
know,
And
that therein lies my by any means necessary, because
but that's why I think the cop might go, because
yeah,
shooter might peep the cop and be like, "Oh, you got
exactly, exactly. She'll be
mhm.
able to because they're looking for Reg because the seeing him on the front porch puffing a cigar and everything told me everything I need to know. He was out there like I'm out here.
Like it's
I'm
Christmas,
outside. I ain't worried about y'all.
right?
It was like he was sending a message. And
yeah."
that's why I think because they don't know about old girl, she gonna be the decoy.
Mm-hmm. She gonna be able to tip Reg off early to everything that's going on around him, and
By,
nobody's gonna see her coming.
by any
Nope.
means necessary. Like I said, she had the scope on him with those binoculars. I would just wish it was something else. I wish it was another type of scope. You know,
Well, do y'all also think? Well, it seems like right now, Keith is laying low, but I was like, would he does? Is he upset with Emmett for getting fired too? Could he eventually like take his anger out on Emmett?
I don't think so. I think Keith is, look, in fact, he said it. He did his jail time. He ain't trying to go back. And Emmett ain't the type of person I think the fact that Keith understands that Emmett ran up on Reg, he ain't the type to be messed with. So, I don't see Keith going after
I don't
Emmett.
think he's worried about Emmett for real.
No, he
Not
ain't
when
worried
he
about him.
not that because he a real street dude and he just got out of jail and stuff. But I don't think he might be upset that he lost his job, but I don't think he got no real
No,
hate for Emmett.
Smoke for
no,
him?
no.
Yeah.
I think he hates Damien more than he does Reg.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
Yeah.
for
so
sure.
if
Because
he was going to do
Damon is
anything,
snitch.
yeah, Damon's the one that made him lose his job in the first place.
Hmm.
So yeah, so if he's got some hate, it's on that end. But a great episode. But I'm telling you, man, I'm itching every episode. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for some sniper to come and get this man.
Not you to
Y'all
slow
gotta help me.
burn.
God, I can't take that burn, man.
That let me know that he ain't going out right away. It
Yeah.
could be season finale. He could be in season 8. At this point, I could probably see Nook going before him.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, because I'm like, because especially once you start uh fooling with the cops too,
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's
and
not a good
everything too,
look.
like
And
that.
and the streets know it now too, because Reg said, who was it that said something
He
to
told
Nick?
Hannibal. He
Yeah,
told
Hannibal.
Hannibal that.
Yeah.
He told
Yeah.
Hannibal that and stuff. So that's what I said. So once you start, the streets start looking at you differently when you start doing stuff like that. So I was like, so that, and then the karma from everything. Like even when he came to the church, when he said to the to
Zeke.
Pastor Zeke,
Hmm.
like he was we thought it was Nook that was the one that killed Papa's dad because of the physique and stuff. Now he confirmed he was the one who did it. So he killed Papa's dad. He
Cute.
killed Duda. He
Hmm.
killed Rob.
Right.
Like it's karma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Karma's coming for Nook.
I
Yeah,
agree.
and he told Hannibal when they were having the conversation, he was like offering him protection, and he was like, I'm the one that ordered the hit on Q and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, he had a lot coming back around. If Karma gonna spend a block on him, so I could definitely see Nook getting up out of here.
Karma gonna spin
Yeah.
the block on him like
And we're gonna talk about your namesake too when we get to
I was about to start saying that. And I was about to say,
Yeah.
this puts Tiff directly in danger if
Yeah.
she starts fooling around with Nuck, because I was like, yeah, Tiff on my hands list. Here she is upset with Vic because he didn't tell her about Reg still being alive. But I'm like, okay, I understand you being upset. Maybe you want some time to yourself, but you immediately hop over on Nuck's line, got him coming over, putting cribs together and stuff. And I'm like, you know better. And Alicia told you not to have that man in her
she
house.
sure did. She sure did. And Alicia, I hope y'all peep that Alicia is scheming in real time. Like, got Tiff signing documents without lawyers, not her lawyers, Alicia's lawyers. I told y'all this is a scene out of Hush. She trying to take Tiff's baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that baby's gone. That baby is gone. I can see it now. That's clear as it's clear as
God sealed
day.
and delivered
And
that
I don't
baby.
even know if Tiffany was reading the documents. I just
I
think
believe so. And
I just think yeah, she just signed away everything. So it's going to be real interesting how that comes to play. But yeah, but everybody's really so calm right now. Darnell's pretty calm about the situation, and I thought Darnell was going to
well,
lay a heavy hand on Damien when he found out about the money. And
He did check him. He did check him. I just think that at the time, I think everybody was trying to keep themselves together and positive vibes for Emmett. Because I think at that point, the focus was just like hoping that Emmett pulled through the surgery because
mhm.
it was real iffy. It was real iffy for Emmett.
yeah, especially considering where he got shot, it didn't look too promising. But and this conversation of the marriage topic came back up because now I think it really set in why that stuff is important. It's not just about signing a piece of paper or whatever, or the woman having control or trying to get control of some assets. It has real life implications. Keisha couldn't even get into the hospital room because she was not his legal wife.
Right.
Even
Okay.
ex-wife couldn't get in.
Right.
She was like, I'm carrying this baby. They were like, but you still ain't married. Next. I
Exactly.
was like, dang.
So
And I was like, man, everything. I thought about that. I was like, if Emmett was to pass, I was like, his parents would have to take control of his
yep.
business, all of his affairs, because and his wife.
Yeah. And so I was like, that was upsetting, I'm sure, for Keisha, because you already, pins needles trying to figure out what's going on. Then you can't even see him. And like you, Ron, I thought that, Darnell was going to spiral more than he did. He held it together pretty well considering. But, Damien was the one that really could have lost it and reverted to some real negative energy. But it seems like he channeled that into hopefully this time making some real change, because we seen him. He got chewed out, first of all, by Darnell and Jada and whatnot. Then he went to the counseling session and he was in there seeking the help that he truly needs. So I was like, okay, maybe he's going to really follow through this time. And he was even saying his prayers and whatnot. So I was like, okay, he might be on a path to hopefully some redemption.
Well, I was about to climb through the screen when Keisha said to him, "It's all your fault," and he looked at her as if to say,
"Oh, me too."
I mean,
me too.
Boy,
Me too.
don't play that. Don't play that.
Exactly. I was gonna say, I know you better own that because it is your fault. It is your fault. And when he tried to say, well, I didn't tell him to go, I was like, oh, see, I said, this is the one time that I was happy that Reg gave him them licks.
Right.
I was like, you lost your mind.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, he might be trying to make some changes, but accountability definitely left the room.
Well, you know what? In order to have change, there has to be accountability first.
Exactly.
Yeah,
there won't be any change unless that happens. And so he can go to as many meetings as he wants, but it has to be. Most people say change doesn't take place until something catastrophic happens. Hopefully, this is that for him. But like I said, it just kind of left a sour taste in my mouth when he couldn't admit that all of this is born on your habit.
Yep.
And
Me too.
so it's going to be interesting to see how many meetings it takes that before he can come to the realization that it's him.
I felt
and he don't really. Oh, go ahead, Tiff.
No, I was just saying, I felt that same way about the meeting, and I was wondering, I was like, okay, he's there. Hopefully, he's there to get the support that he needs. But I also felt like he was there. Like, is he also there looking for Zuri, the little girl he hooked up with?
Texted.
Yeah, because he did text.
Yeah,
so I'm just like, okay, he there. Is he there for the right reasons? Like maybe he is there to get the support, but is he also there to hook up with Zuri.
And
yeah, I don't really know, because it seems like he wants to change, but also that he's stuck in his ways and he don't know how to change. But he's got some real threats hanging over his head, because Darnell straight up told him, "You don't get it together, we are cutting you out of our lives."
And I
And
say
he
that's what needs to happen.
yeah,
Mhm.
and the sooner the better. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. You know, I tell you what, you go out, get out of my house, get yourself together, and when you are together, you can come back if you so desire to do so. But until now, because if he's still looking for that girl, and that's the reason he's going to that meeting, you can forget change.
Yeah.
You can forget.
She might spiral him off into her addiction.
Well, you saw what happened last episode, and hey, you never know. She
Yeah.
might have the ticket to keep him right where he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what Tiffany always says about these women, and when it comes to these
Kryptonite.
men,
Yep.
all day, and on Sunday too.
Yeah. Yeah, and you kind of briefly mentioned Keisha, but I was so proud of Keisha the way she stepped up this episode. Although she was grieving, she said she felt the need to leave the hospital because it's too overwhelming to just sit there and wait around. You can't see him, so she said she was gonna go hold down Smokies while he was out. She really stepped it up. She interviewed somebody to go help out in the front of the house, and they ended up getting a really good candidate. I think it was Dom's cousin who she said she was going to recommend, or somebody Dom knows. And I was so proud of her. Here she is, pregnant, going through the situation where she don't know if her man about to make it or not, and she's like, "Let me worry about the legacy. Let me go hold it down at the business."
Now I have to admit, I felt a certain kind of way about that initially, because I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, wouldn't you want to be the first one to see him if he does wake up? And I'm thinking, okay, that's not a good look for me at that particular point in time. But I saw what she did. She did hold it down, and I was also a little concerned about that interview because girlfriend was
Kind of rough around the edges.
a
Yeah,
little flaky to
yeah,
me,
yeah. I
and
thought so too.
yeah, and I'm like, okay, maybe this will work, but that yellow light kept blinking. Caution, caution. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's better than nothing at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
I
yeah.
suppose. I
Yeah,
suppose.
yeah. And
Yeah.
like
So
Dom said, I gotta be able to focus on the back. I can't focus on the front and the back.
and
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, and so I thought that the engine of things, when Emmett finally did wake up and he did the right thing, I think all of this was a full circle moment where he was like, you know what, let me go. And I think Darnell even mentioned like Keisha couldn't come in here because they wouldn't let her in. She ain't your wife. I think that really hit. And he was like, you know what, will you marry me? And so I was like, round of applause for Emmett for doing the right thing, finally getting it together. I hate that it had to come to this in order for
yeah,
him to see the importance of that.
yeah,
Like like I said, sometimes it just takes a catastrophe for people to wake up and see what you have in front of you, and either there's going to be change. Well, there's going to be change one way or the other, good, bad, or indifferent. But there's going to be change, and I'm glad, like you. I wish they had, he kind of woke up like he just woke up from a good night's sleep. I'll give them, I'll give him that. But he did do the right thing, and I was waiting on her response. So it's going to be interesting to see just what happens next episode.
Well,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he said yeah.
I'm
But
sure
I
she
think she'll
will.
say yes. I just hope. I know he loves Keisha, but at the same time, he has some residuals feelings
Mhm.
for Tiff, and so I hope that he follows through. Like, if he's going to be with Keisha, then he needs to be with Keisha with a complete heart.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. Because she deserves that at this
oh,
point.
She
Like,
does.
if
She
this
does.
if this doesn't tell him the kind of woman he has, nothing will tell him that.
right.
Right.
Because right now she's like an A predator. She's A on the list of all kinds of women. I mean she has gone through. Oh my God, it's Look, was she with Jesus when he went down to hell and grabbed the keys from the devil? Because I mean, she went to hell with uh, old boy Emmett
Emmett.
and
Yeah.
Tiffany. I mean, she has put up with a lot.
And she's been through a lot, even by herself, the trauma that
Oh,
she
that yeah,
endured with being kidnapped and all that other stuff. So,
yeah. If he don't know what he got, then I'm
mhm.
sorry, Emmett. Maybe you should have stayed asleep.
Yeah. Now, talking about another couple, Jamal was inspired. He wanted kids last episode, but I think seeing Emmett get shot, and he was saying, like, at least Emmett has children that can carry on his legacy. And he's using that as a point of emphasis to Dom to try to get her to come around to his side of the idea of having kids. And she still ain't really with
She ain't having it. She not.
I'm
Well,
like, therapy was a good idea, but I don't
but
think it's going to change.
how do you therapy out of not wanting a kid versus wanting a kid? You either want a kid or you don't. I mean,
Well, I mean,
you can talk about it, but my
because it
point
could
is
be an origin. I think that's the purpose. Like, well, why is it? Is there a reason? Is it because of your childhood? Like, they could probably get to the root of it. But I think she looked like she don't want to have kids, and I
did she
believe
say something
Yeah.
last episode about her body and all this other stuff, or
Yes.
am I putting much in it? Yeah,
Yes.
I thought so. So yeah, the origin might be her physicality and how it changes. Look, child, look, look. Let me say this: an annulment is right around
right. I
the
hear you.
corner. You got y'all are too clean and green to be spending a whole lot of money on therapy. Look, I got good therapy for you. She ain't right for you. Go find somebody that wants
Listen,
to
you ain't
give
like
you
it
a
no way.
kid or two and go ahead and live your life.
Listen.
I don't care much for Dom in the first place.
That's how I just said it. I said you don't like it no way. But I know some women who said they didn't want kids, and they meant it. When they said it, they meant it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
and it's okay.
Yeah,
I'm not.
right. To
I'm
each his
not
own.
judging. I'm not judging. It's okay if you don't want kids, but you know, let the man go. If he wants children and he wants a legacy and you don't, that's okay. Just we gotta stop putting stopgaps in front of folk out of love. This is not love. If I love you, I'm gonna let you go so you can go do what you need to do for your own sake. But trying to stay together when you know this isn't gonna work, because if she does have a kid or two, she can have twins. That's her, man. Her life has to change, and if that's not what she wants, the program is going to change when she starts having babies.
yeah, and they both working up in Smokies. Look like they be working the same shifts.
Same
So
shift.
it's like,
Yeah, it's not
They
going to
should
work.
have talked.
yeah,
They should
no.
have talked about that stuff before they got married.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how. I mean, I'm with Ron on this one. Annulment might be in the future.
Yeah, like near future.
Mhm.
And you know what? No harm, no foul.
Right,
It's not
right.
robbery. Y'all didn't check on some things, and it ain't working out. And it's just tip your hat, say goodbye.
Yeah. Now, talking about another couple who is parting ways, well, seems like definitely parting ways, Zeke and Sarah. Now
Who
y'all
didn't see
called
that
this.
coming? Who
Which
didn't
one?
see that
Oh,
coming?
I mean,
Who did like
Yeah.
that?
Now,
Yeah.
her reason for doing it, though, I think is what y'all hit the nail on the head, because she basically suggested that she has options and he ain't one of them. She
I,
said she can start over. She got her daddy and all of his resources and whatnot. And she's just like, you know what? It's not worth it to her. And I think that shows Zeke, just how what Renee said came to fruition.
Exactly.
I
That's
said
what I
it.
said. That's what I say at the table. She
I,
foreshadowed.
I said it. I said it. I said it. These white, mm, these, these type of relationships, when they go south, that woman has other choices, other
She has
alternatives.
options. Yeah, she has
She
options.
got options, and she's going to count on them when things ain't looking right in the wallet. And she pretty much told you.
He said that. She wanted him. He was at the top. He had his church, had his mom. I mean, had her father give a donation. When he was rock bottom, lost the church and everything, she was out.
Yep.
Do you know how fast she'd have been out of my sight when she said that? I was mad at him for giving her 2 more seconds than she deserved.
Listen,
He
people
thought
tried to tell him.
older.
Charles tried to tell him. Everybody tried to tell him about her.
Yeah, Charles. I mean, I think that Zeke was jaded. He's blinded by what he had, and he thought that would be able to sustain him into the near future. He underestimated the community and his congregation and their feelings on the matter because, you know, whatever their feelings, I know Chicago has a complicated, you know, racial landscape. And on top of that, you being a pastor and you out here screwing this lady on the side and all this other stuff you got going on, you're not practicing what you preaching to your congregation.
In fact, I now know what the title of the episode really means. Last respects. It's for those two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I thought that was really something, how he went and started preaching at Papa's dad's church and stuff, like with his picture up there and everything. And Charles came with them and stuff. And I was just like, wow.
Yeah, that was interesting because he had a lot to talk about with what he lost. And, you know, he kind of praised Papa for believing in him and whatnot, but he was talking about the violence and, you know, saving themselves, the community and whatnot. And so I think, you know, that part of it definitely hit hard. But I think when he was making it about himself, I was a little turned off by that just because you're sitting up here talking about all you lost. It completely avoids accountability for how you lost it.
Mm-hmm.
He acting like it was just some unfortunate events that happened. Like, no, you brought this on yourself. You're not taking accountability. And here you are thinking you could just pack up and go to another church and start fresh without really addressing what caused you to lose the first church.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think he thought that with Emmett getting shot and all the violence in the street with Nuck too, I think he felt that the urgency was there, that he needed to send a message and stuff. He's just a flawed messenger.
Well, I mean, the fact that he bought the church, and I guess he figured, well, I got a church, so let me go ahead and use it. So it looks like it was a good, you know, a good deal that he made. So they'd have some place to go. But I, like you, T.I., I was a little concerned with the fact that here you are giving a sermon on the very thing that you need to be asking God forgiveness for. You know, because how are you going to teach me if you're still fresh in it?
Mm-hmm.
What have you learned? You know, and can we see the fruit of that from you? And you're not showing it thus far. So I don't know how you can sit up there and preach to the you know the choir about what's you know what they should be watching for, and here you are all in it. It's like some little kid told me, you all in the water and can't swim.
Yeah, I mean, but it's true though, and I thought that it was interesting, even as they're dealing with that stuff going on with Kenya and finding the gun and whatnot. When they addressed her about that issue, she kind of said, you know, she hangs with guys like her father. She was like, you know, you one of the same kind of dudes that you telling me to stay away from. And I'm like, so if your family can see it, your daughter's calling you out on it, but here you are up in the church trying to get the community's approval. You got to address the root cause of all your issues, and it's you. You're the problem.
You're the problem. The thing I thought about was that I'm just waiting for her to spill the beans about Zay telling her that Nuck was the one that, you know, unalive Rob. I'm waiting for that. And then number two, the situation with Pastor Zeke, the conversation that he had with Alicia. You know, like I kind of feel like, because Alicia's sitting up in church, but you can tell that she don't believe nothing that's being said. She feels like, she acts like she got it, and that she is the only one that can make these changes and stuff. And so it seems like he kind of wants to back out of the deal that he had with her, and that might have consequences for him. with
Well, he
Alicia.
said that he
Well,
never agreed to
yeah,
it.
Right, right.
exactly. He said, we didn't have a deal. You just came up with a proposal. He said, I didn't say yay or nay. And while that's all good, but you
Seemed
messing
like
with
he was
somebody.
saying it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you didn't say no. So no is the only deal that you can, come out of as far as I'm concerned. If you don't say no, you're saying yes in silence. But you ain't playing with you know, you're playing with fire with Alicia in this
Exactly.
regard. So I don't know how it's going to come out for you, but it might not come out the way you think. Um, but then, Alicia, she wants to rid the world of drug dealers and drug lords, and I guess she feels that she can do it one drug dealer at a time. But Pastor Zeke did say to her, "Is there far more of them than there are you?" And it's not going to be as easy as you think. But then again, Pastor Zeke is giving information and giving
He's advising
is
Nuck.
advising folk on things that he needs to be advised on. So it de- how does he work with Nook from this point on? What does he do now that he knows that Nook is responsible for the death of um, Papa's father? So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where things go from here. It's definitely a lot of different, I think, storylines that could come out of this. If if Reg goes to jail, does he end up spotting the officer before she's able to get him? Does somebody tip Reg off about Jake and if Jake and Vic are completely done with him? He didn't seem like he was too happy with that, in my opinion. I think there's going to be more friction there. And I don't know, for some reason, I feel Shad trying to intervene in between them is going to land him in some trouble, or either, hurt or worse, you know,
It's funny you said that because my son thinks that Shad is going to flip. That Shad is going to roll
with
with
Reg.
with Reg, and I was like, well, what? Because he and Vic are tight. He said he was like, yeah, but he doesn't agree with Vic and Jake just cutting them off, and because they all been like family, he still sees Reg as family, and he doesn't agree with them turning their back on him. So he feels like Shad is going to flip.
I,
I don't know if he's going to flip, but I think he would definitely be on both sides of the fence.
Hmm.
yeah,
Because it's like I think that they put these scenes in these shows for a reason. That scene where Shad and Reg had that heart to heart, I think that shows how strong he feels about that bond, and we
Yeah.
know he feels just as strong about that bond with Vic. And so he's gonna be torn between the two. And when you ride the fence in certain situations, that can land you in the ground too.
Yep.
yeah. I think Hannibal has a decision to make, and I I think it would be to his advantage to take Reg out before Reg
Takes him.
before Reg takes him
I
out,
think
because
Hannibal's gone. I
yeah,
think Hannibal.
I don't know if Hannibal is a killer or not. I'm not seeing that in him, but I think his choices are slim.
That's why I think he's gonna go because I think Reg is gonna realize that Hannibal is the one that gave his address up. He's gonna feel that he backdoored him, and I think that something's gonna happen to him.
Candace is also playing a tricky game too,
Yeah.
because that's Dante's girl, and here she is.
She is scandalous, isn't she?
That's
I said
Oh,
that too.
yeah. She.
Right. I said, and isn't Dante with the? Yeah, he with the streets. I mean, he a lover man, but then again, he was officiating weddings and stuff. I don't know what Dante on.
Yeah, but that brings me to the who can get the hands list, and I'm putting Candace on there because I'm like, I don't know what she got going on, but I'm like, if Dante is your man and you it's bad enough you got your cousin Keith or whoever staying with you, but then you inviting this man who flirted with you in my face to live with you while he's on the run. On top of
It's
that, yeah, no.
grimy. Sometimes it's girls like that be helping, that be in the streets, that help backdoor. That's like, and she seemed like she just
That's who she is. She like these street
that's
dudes.
yeah. I think she
Yeah,
like
And
Keith in the streets, and it seems like she is too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love for if the detectives do come up and grab him, I hope they grab her for harboring a criminal. So you know, but I agree with you with the hands list. She can stay on it for me for the rest of the episode, a season. Um, I'm putting
Damien for
yeah, well,
sure.
definitely Damien. But I'm gonna put
Yep.
Dom back on the hands list. She gonna stay on it for me.
Dom,
Yeah, she gonna stay on it for me.
we already know why. You ain't
Yeah.
even
We
got.
know why. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm just saying. You know, I love you, Dom, but you're gonna stay on the hand list for me. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I also added Tiff to the hands list for
Yes.
hopping
Yes.
between Nuck and Vic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, how's that
Yeah.
gonna play out? I mean, when Vic, what is she doing?
She just
I
got
don't.
she told him we need some space. She pretty much said we need to take it slow. As you ain't tell me.
And it's
That
that deep. And it's that deep.
Yeah, and
well,
I'm like,
I mean,
I
I mean,
don't. What could she? What cause could it be for her to be that upset with
Upset.
Vic?
And what would you have done if you found if
well,
you knew?
I think it's the I said the same thing. I had a discussion with our son about that, and then he helped me see another side. I guess it's the fact that not only is she pregnant and stuff, but Reg is responsible for her baby father, her ex-husband being in the hospital and stuff. And so and then I had forgotten about in previous seasons because I was like, does she really know Reg like that and stuff? And so my son had to remind me about all the stuff that happened in previous years and stuff. So she does have a history with Reg and stuff. So knowing that, I mean, I think that's why like, dang, you didn't even tell me. I thought we were tight. I'm pregnant. This stuff was just, I don't want no foolishness around me, too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but they not. They shared a kiss at most.
Right.
It's like y'all not in the relationship that deep for you to be, ready to cut him off over such a small mishap.
Exactly. And then she run into Nuck.
And that
Yeah.
it's not like you could have done something about it if you had you known sooner. I mean, it's just a moot point. But I agree. Maybe she just can't. Maybe she likes those street dudes too. Maybe it's just she's
So.
drawn to them. So
I
hey,
think so. I think she,
Yeah. So, well, Tiff's still on my hands list.
Yeah, no, I agree with her being on the hands list though, because I was just like, I don't think you should. I mean, you 2 minutes from seeing Vic and
right?
stuff. Y'all are vibing, and then now you texting him like, "Hey, what you doing?" Like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
girl, worry
Now,
about that, baby.
I was debating if I want to put Alicia on the list too. I think I'm warming up her seat because
Oh
this whole
yeah.
stuff with the lawyers and stuff, I feel like it's about to
She deserve
backfire.
it.
Oh
Her seat is already warm.
yeah.
You can put her on there because first of all, you're trying to hoodwink her out of her baby. Because when she said, I'm gonna need some more time to read through all this, she was just like, oh, well, anything can happen. So she basically pressured her.
Yeah.
And she had her lawyers there also pressuring Tiff and everything. I wouldn't have signed it. I'd have been like, no, I need I need time to look over this. And I
Yeah.
would have had some lawyers look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alicia's officially on the list.
Yeah, she deserved to be on the list.
Mhm.
All right,
Take
y'all
that
got
baby.
any other nominees for who can get the hands?
I'm gonna give the nurse. I'm gonna give the nurse. She's gonna get on the hands list too. I think she could have been a little more hospitable when she was telling them. These people are, they're hurting, and no, you can't come. No, y'all ain't married. Yeah, look, lady, we know
She
that.
lightened up later. She lightened up later and let Keisha in
Yeah,
and
she
stuff. She
did,
was
but she
tripping at
should have. She
first.
should have done it at the first time. So you get the hands list for just tripping the first time out.
Right.
Okay. Now, what about the game ball? I know who I'm giving it to.
Keisha.
Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Keisha definitely came through. She held it down. And now she is, getting married, hopefully.
Hopefully.
So,
Yeah, let's hope they make it to down the altar.
yeah.
And Darnell for saying what he needed to say to Damien too.
He didn't say enough for me.
He was trying to keep his composure. He got a lot.
He was trying to keep his composure. They were in the hospital,
You didn't
but
have to
I
shout it.
don't think that's the end of the discussion. But
Well, I hope not.
He said you took money from your stepmom.
See, that's the,
So he said that
see,
conversation is to be continued.
see, whatever happened to 3 strikes, you're out. I mean, you had 2 strikes right there. You took money from your mom, your stepmom, and Emmett is lying in the hospital, fighting for his life because of you.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and then you had the initial gambling debt that had to be paid off. Man, that's 3 strikes, bro.
Yeah.
You got to go.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
One person we forgot to put on our hands list. I wasn't sure if we wanted to give her the hands or did she do what we thought she was going to do with Sarah. We already knew she was going to do that, so she just.
I mean, she can get the hands for the culture. Culture. Sarah deserves hands. Also, I think. Oh well, we didn't even get to that part. You said the game ball. You said game ball Keisha. I'm also giving Hannibal's wife, played by Kyla Pratt, the game ball too, for telling Nuck, like, nah,
right,
that ninja can't stay here.
right.
Not bringing that foolishness into my house.
I get with that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not mad at it. All right. Well, this was a really good episode. Glad to see that Emmett made it and he's gonna pull through. So that's a positive. I know a lot of people was gonna be real upset if Jamal made it and Emmett didn't.
No, I know, and I was one of them because I said I posted from our our spot Twitter page. I said, listen, if Emmett doesn't survive, we riding at dawn. If we riding at dawn, we were gonna slide for Emmett. So thank you for sparing Emmett.
Yeah. So looking forward to seeing what else they got up their sleeve for us. To all the viewers out there, please make sure you drop down in the comment section and give us your thoughts on this episode, as well as any predictions that you have. Be sure to also subscribe to our channel, like the video, and click that notification bell. Follow us on all of our social media platforms at The Spot Real Talk. And like I said at the opening, continue to invite your friends and family to come and view with us, because we have a lot of lively discussions over here and we love bringing you guys great content. So, if you love it, then spread the word. Tiff, y'all got anything else?
I'm good.
All right. Well, on that note, we are going to call it a night. We will be back next week to recap episode 10 of The Shy. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Don't call me up anymore. I know you only want me when you're drunk and feeling lonely. Don't text me things you don't mean. I'll fall for it once and again. You keep me guessing and you keep on messing with me. Am I just another girl to you?